we're getting ready to start this week's news casually. Biggest thing, the Xbox Developer Direct that happened. Not a lot shown, but a lot of information. It's like an hour long. We'll go through that last because it's mostly trailers for the most part. But otherwise, there's just some usual news that we usually have. Obviously, we're going through big stuff first and then smaller stuff and then chat picks. Not a lot of chat picks because a lot of the picks that were from chat I already had in here as bigger stories. So we're going to talk about Tim Price retiring from Insomniac after what, like 30 years or something? 20 years? 30? 20, 30? 30 years. This is Tom Ivan, VGC. Okay, so having founded the Spider-Man and Ratchet & Clank studio in February 1994, Price will leave the games industry in March. Insomniac veterans Chad Desern and Ryan Schneider and Jen Huang, I don't know how I'm pronouncing that correctly, will serve as co-studio heads. This is the story here. In a statement, Price said, "I actually made this decision last year. For me, after over 30 years of leading Insomniac, I felt that it was simply time to step aside and let others pave the way for the team. During the past year, I have had the opportunity to work with the senior leadership team at Insomniac to create a succession plan that I know will provide the continuity, stability, and strong leadership necessary to deliver more of what our fans cherish over the next several decades. I believe strongly that for us to continue our success, we need leaders at the top who are intimately familiar with how we do things, leaders who have helped build our culture and our processes, and who have earned people's trust. For many years, Chad, Jen, and Ryan have been instrumental in making Insomniac what we are today. Seen each lead major initiatives here which have positively changed Insomniac's lives, plus they've consistently demonstrated that kind of collaboration and transparency that's part of our DNA, and just as important, their skill sets are truly complementary. There is no way I would ever consider handing the reins to a team I didn't trust to take care of Insomniacs and lead us to even greater heights." That was the statement from Tim Price himself, and then there's a statement from the new co-leads. "Our shared intention is to preserve what has made Insomniac special for 30 plus years while exploring how we can strategically evolve to succeed for decades to come. Prioritizing studio culture, built around transparency and collaboration, we strive for a workplace where employees can do the best work of their careers." Obviously, Insomniac, tons of great IPs, Ratchet & Clank, Spider-Man, Spyro, also Resistance. That was the other game I was thinking of a while ago, was Resistance. But tons of great IPs here. And they're currently working on the Wolverine game, the standalone Wolverine game, which we're still waiting on more information for ever since the little tease. I think it was like last year or the year before. Those are the top dogs. Insomniac is one of the, I think, PlayStation's like biggest pushers. So it's sad he's leaving. Really great work, but I'm sure who's left in charge will do fine. Another person leaving, there's all the first few are people leaving positions, basically. The director of Dragon Age leaves BioWare. This is Tom Phillips, Eurogamer. So the game director is leaving BioWare, confirmed following 18-year career at EA. Corinne Bush has now confirmed her departure from BioWare and EA in a statement to Eurogamer. She has left the studio for a new post elsewhere after being offered an opportunity to build a fresh RPG she couldn't turn down. "At the heart of it, this was my own fulfillment," Bush told Eurogamer. "I did what I set out to do at BioWare. This is to come in and help right the ship. I love Dragon Age and BioWare, so the chance to return the game to a proper quality single-player RPG was the privilege of a lifetime. It was hard fought as games with such tumultuous dev cycles rarely end up shipping and even more rarely turn out great. We as a team did it, and it was hard. It took a toll on me. BioWare still has a lot of work to do culturally, but I do believe they are on the right footing now. As for me, my departure was voluntary as I have been presented with an opportunity I couldn't turn down. I don't want to say much more right now, but you can count it being in the CRPG space and upholding the traditions of great characters." So served as game director of Dragon Age: The Veilguard since February 2022, but has been with the company for 18 years, right? 18 years? I wonder what other games was she part of. Veilguard did really well. A lot of people loved the new Dragon Age. Alongside her work on the Veilguard, Bush has served as designer and design director with publisher EA for 18 years, working on numerous entries: The Sims, 3, 4, and mobile. So mostly Sim stuff, and then Dragon Age Veilguard is a big one. So another successful game lead. It did underperform, but everyone that did play it is just raving about this game. So it's unfortunate that such a great game didn't get 2 more numbers. But again, people might still have like burnout from similar titles. On a less sad, more exciting note, the WB Games chief David Haddad is leaving. So this is great because Warner Brothers Games sucks. They've been doing such shit. This is Jennifer Moss, Variety. President David Haddad is exiting his role after 12 years leading the Warner Brothers Games division. Stay on with David Zaslav-led company for the next 3 months as WB Discovery looks for his replacement and to help oversee the transition to his successor. David has thoughtfully and purposefully chosen a time when our release schedule is lighter, which will help minimize disruption in our ongoing projects and strategic plans and allow this team to smoothly prepare for its next record-breaking title. That's from WBD Global Streaming and Game CEO and President JB Perrett. Comes on the heels of a few bumpy quarters for WB Gaming, with lackluster performances from 2024 Suicide Squad, but the massive hit Harry Potter, but everything else has been pretty lackluster. I'm so proud of everything we've accomplished together at Warner Brothers Games during my time with the company. It has been an absolute pleasure working on and building our iconic gaming franchises, and I will continue to be enthusiastic supporter of this talented team's future endeavors. I look forward to working on the next chapter of my career and will always be grateful for my time with Warner Brothers Games. So it sounds more like it's voluntary leaving, but I would not be surprised if behind the scenes they were like, hey, you can resign or be fired, because like WB Games has been struggling. WB in general has just been struggling and just shitting the bed everywhere, which is unfortunate, but the price you pay for going all in on live service when the games aren't even that good. So next is more studio layoffs in general. There was a poll, I believe. This is Tom Ivan VGC. There was a survey. So 11% of game developers surveyed by GDC were laid off in the past year. Research suggests 41% of developers have been impacted by job cuts over the past 12 months. 41, that's almost half. Over 1 in 10 developers questioned in a new industry survey said they were laid off over the past year. I don't think it says exactly. Okay, 3,000. So GDC's latest annual State of Games Industry Survey, which asked over 3,000 game developers across indie and AAA studios questions about their work, was published on Tuesday. About 11% of the respondents reported being laid off in the past 12 months, which was up from 7% in last year's survey. So pretty close to double the amount from last year. 14% would have put a double, obviously. 41% of respondents said they've been impacted by layoffs, up from 35% in 2024. So for the 2023 year, the report that came out in 2024. 29% they had colleagues who lost their jobs, which was up from 17 a year earlier, while 18% said staff and other teams or departures were laid off, which was up from 11%. So all the numbers have gone up. In addition, 4% said their studios were completely shut down over the past year. 4% is a lot. 4% of 3,000 is a lot. Top 3 reasons the companies gave: restructuring, declining revenue, market shifts, and industry trends. All basically just buzzwords, right? Estimates around 14,600 workers laid off last year, up from a total 10,500 in 2023 and 8,500 in 2022. And this is going to continue. It might only get worse this year. We'll see. We will see. GTA 6 might have something to say about that. Again, we will see. Next, the developer of Celeste has canceled a new game that was already like trailered and released. This is Jordan Midler, VGC. So Extremely OK Games has canceled its next game, Earthblade. I think there's a trailer here. This was Game Awards when 2021. So I do remember this. I remember seeing this game, or the trailer for this game, when it was teased. It looked okay. I mean, again, it doesn't look like the most groundbreaking game, but it looked pretty cool, right? The game, which was announced in 2021, has been canceled due to internal development issues as well as a dispute between Celeste creators over the rights to the IP. This is from the studio's director of R&D, Maddie Thorson. Earlier this year, a fracture began forming in the team. Specifically, this was between us, Noel and I, and Pedro, a founding member of Extremely OK Games, longtime friends and collaborator and art director of Earthblade and pixel UI artist on Celeste and Towerfall. The conflict centered around a disagreement about the IP rights of Celeste, which we won't be detailing publicly. This was obviously a very difficult and heartbreaking process. We eventually reached a resolution, but both parties also agreed in the end that we should go our separate ways. Thorson went on to say that losing art director Pedro wasn't the only factor in the cancellation. Thorson also writes the project had a lot going on for it, but frustratingly, it was also not as far along as one would expect after such a protracted development process. I do believe that if we soldiered on despite it all, that Earthblade could still be a great game. So another game canceled. That means more developers out of jobs for now. It's not confirmed. It's possible they've been moved to different projects, but most likely for a smaller studio like this, they've just been laid off. We'll see if the reports come in the next coming weeks. Second to last of the bigger stories, Nintendo omits another creator's or developer's credits in a remaster. This is Victoria Kennedy, Eurogamer. So there was a story about this, I think for Metroid, or was it? Yes, in 2023, Retro Studios engineer Zoid Kursk said he was let down by the lack of individual credits in Metroid Prime Remaster. Meanwhile, last year, translators contracted from firms outside of Nintendo voiced their disappointment of not being credited for work on high-profile games. And this happened recently with the Donkey Kong remaster, but Nintendo did respond because obviously people are frustrated. They worked on the original game and then were left out of the new one. Nintendo said it believes in giving proper credit to those who work on its games after recently omitting the original development team at Retro Studios from Donkey Kong Country Returns HD. So in a statement to Eurogamer, I don't know what this is here, regarding its crediting policy, Nintendo said, "We believe in giving proper credit for anyone involved in making or contributing to a game's creation and value the contributions that all staff make during the development process." But they did not state why then it had still omitted the original Donkey Kong Country Returns team from HD Remaster's credits, and they've asked for further clarification and have not received an answer yet. So it's pretty odd for them to be doing this. Clearly, they should have learned that being called out for Metroid Prime, it would happen again. But Nintendo, I don't think even cares enough to be bothered by it, because I don't think anyone's being litigious or anything. They're just being cranky about it, which rightfully so. They should be cranky about it. But I don't think anything real would come from this. The last big story is the developer direct, which we'll do later on at the end because it's a bunch of trailers mostly. So we'll go to the smaller news stories. A news story that I found out recently, but I guess we missed when it was a breaking news story. Hold on, let me mute my watch. Was that Major Nelson joined Unity last year, in the middle of last year? I don't know how we missed this story. This is The Verge. This is Jay Peters. I couldn't find anywhere in VGC or any other ones. I think I only found this on The Verge. So Larry Arab, Major Nelson, left Xbox, is now joined Unity in the community team. So what does it say here? Unity's mission of empowering creative and business success of creators around the world across games, apps, and experiences aligns with my lifelong passion for innovation and community building. Herb wrote in the post, "I'm eager to collaborate with the talented developers and creators who use Unity's tools to bring their visions to life together. Together, we'll continue to transform the way stories are told and experiences are shared." So that's cool. I'm glad that he basically immediately got a new position at a pretty large company. So that's cool. Just a smaller news story just to catch up. Next, more validity to Astrobot being a GOATY. Jordan Middler, VGC. Astrobot has won another Game of the Year award. I think this is the New York Game Awards. It took place, it's the 14th annual New York Game Awards. It took place a few days ago, and Astrobot won. So what is one Game of the Year at the Game Awards, also Game of the Year at VGC's Game Picks. I think Kind of Funny also had Astrobot as their Game of the Year, where obviously everyone does their things differently, but clearly it's not some sort of fluke that Astrobot won Game of the Year at the Game Awards, like a lot of people were saying at the time. Again, we'll probably be playing this as soon as we finish either Star Wars or Alan Wake, whichever one ends first. Astrobot will be placing just to see for ourselves, but I don't disbelieve it. I believe it. It looks, everything I've seen from this game looks really fun. The art style, the levels, the characters, the callbacks, the Sony IP, really cool stuff. We'll get there eventually. Next, the Origin launcher shutting down, which is cool. We need less launchers. Thank you, EA. Chris Sculling, VGC. EA shutting down Origin on PC and Mac. Players will need a 64-bit operating system to access their games. Players still using Origin will have to swap to the EA app or lose their PC games library. That's kind of wild. So in a statement for PC users, The reason for the shutdown is that Microsoft has stopped supporting 32-bit software. Meanwhile, a similar statement from Mac users says the same about Apple. Players will have to download the EA app in order to keep playing their games, but assures that no data should be lost during the transition. Your account and games will transfer to the EA app, so log into the EA app with the same account used for Origin. When you log in, any games you had on Origin will be ready to play. Games that list in-game hours in Origin will list the same hours in the EA app, so you're not losing any of your progress or your stats. I don't know if I have the EA app, but Origin was used for basically anything EA. I think I have Origin for something. It was for Apex. That's what it was. It was for Apex. Yes, correct. Thank you. But hey, less launchers. Thank you. Please keep doing this. Less launchers. A couple stories involving Palworld. Their anniversary is upon us. This is Andy Robinson, VGC. Palworld marks first anniversary by revealing future updates, including a final boss and ending. So that's pretty awesome. According to the developer, it will continue to update the early access version of the game with features such as co-op crossplay, final boss and ending scenario, world transfers for pals, and more. There are no specific time frames for the updates, but Pocket Bear says it's currently working on co-op crossplay, world transfers, final boss ending, further ways to strengthen and improve pals, various new content such as new pals and technologies, game collaborations including Terraria, world object placement improvements, base pals improvements, optimization, and UX stuff. As part of Palworld's 1-year anniversary celebrations, the game's developer is also holding a PAL popularity poll. 180 pals have appeared so far, and Pocket Bear invites fans to vote for their favorite PAL. So cool. I'm really excited for the final boss ending stuff to be released, and then maybe we'll jump back into it to actually like beat the game or something. I don't know. We haven't played this in a while. I would like to jump back in at some point when it got a little bit more stuff to do. Another thing involving Palworld, their developer Pocket Pair is now going to be publishing the next game from Surgent Studios, which did Tales of Kinzera. We talked about a while ago how they were asking for a backer for their new project because a very, very small developer, they were looking around to be either purchased or funded, and I guess Pocket Pair was the one that they were able to make a deal with. This is Jordan Midler, VGC. Pretty cool. Hopefully Surgent's able to do whatever they want without too much like pull from Pocket Pair, because even if the publisher developer is like decent, we still want the actual like creators of the game to like have full creativity, right? So the project won't be set in the Tales of Kinzera universe, and it won't be related to Project Uso, the in-development title the studio boss showed off VGC last year. The new horror game is set to be released later this year. The game will be the first title published by Pocket Bear Publishing, a new label from the Palworld developers. So both Surgent and Pocket Bear are well versed in taking risks, said CEO of Surgent Studios. I don't really know how to pronounce his name. Abubakar Salim. So we noticed a pattern in the entertainment industry, and Pocket Bear has given us the opportunity to make a horror game about it. It will be short and weird, and we think players will be interested in what we have to say. We're still in the earnest conversation about further projects set in the Tales of Kinzera universe, but this will be a standalone piece, a mile marker between where we've come from and where we're going. So very exciting stuff. Hopefully this comes out pretty quickly, because I would like to play it ASAP. So please, give me a game. Give me a game for me play. Thank you. Another smaller story. Call of Duty is the #1 best-selling game for the 16th year in a row. What a surprise. It was just a quick thing. 16 years is such a long time. Chris Scully, VGC. So Black Ops 6 was America's best-selling game last year for the 16th year in a row, which is nuts that just one franchise is just like at the top. So Black Ops 6 was the best-selling game of the year in terms of dollar sales. As such, according to Circana, Call of Duty remains the best-selling video game franchise in US full game dollar sales for a record 16th consecutive year. So last month, following the release of its November 2024 data, Circana declared that EA Sports College Football 25 had become the best-selling sports game ever in the US. This still wasn't enough to dethrone Call of Duty over the course of its entire year. However, meaning EA's game had to settle for second place. But they noted that US spending on video games was down 1.1% in 2024 compared to 2025, mainly due to a 25% drop in spending on video game hardware because sales and content and accessories were up 2% and 6%. So video game hardware dropped, but software went up. But overall video game spending went down by 1%. So not a surprise. Got Call of Duty at the top. EA Sports College Football. Helldivers 2, #3 last year. Dragon Ball Sparking Zero number 4 is pretty surprising. NBA, Madden. So 2 Call of Duties were in the top 10 for last year. Like it says, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 2025. That's a typo. EA Sports, Elden Ring, let's go. So it's sports, Call of Duty, and then it's Helldivers, Dragon Ball, Elden Ring as the top 10. Pretty cool, but also not a surprise. Speaking of games, selling numbers, some people are hoping that GTA 6 sets a new precedent for $100 games. $100 games. This is Jordan Midler, VGC. There is hope that GTA 6 will cost as much as $100, says an analyst. Okay, so state of video gaming in 2025, which muses on how the video game industry could change in the forthcoming year. One large focus of the report is that Grand Theft Auto 6, which will doubtlessly be the biggest game release of the year, should it make its planned 2025 release date. So there is quote-unquote hope within the video game industry that publisher Take-Two will use this unprecedented excitement around GTA 6 in order to bump the default price of the game to $100. Here's the thing. I don't think a $100 price tag on GTA 6 is going to deter it from being the number 1 selling game this year. The amount of people that pay attention to game stuff is such a small fraction of the general population that will be buying this game no matter how much it is. No matter if this game was, I think $100 might be the limit, I would think, but I would not be surprised at all if this game goes to market at over $80 and still is the top selling game of the year and top selling GTA game ever. 100%, it's more so the studios and developers that want this standard to become more common, because the cost of making games has gone up so much. You could see with how how the money is just like dissolving in every studio, having to lay off all these people. So the games the price of making a game has gone up so high over the years, while the prices of the games have not gone up that much in general. They've gone up to about like $80 now, like $70, $80. They used to be $50, $60. So they've only gone up $10, $20, but the prices have gone up in the millions. So obviously they're trying to figure out something. Again, I personally will be annoyed if games start becoming pricier, but I understand the reasoning for it. There's definitely needs to be some sort of like give and take here with the company's making all this profit, because the profit should be going to the workers basically, instead of straight, like, it's going to be a whole thing. It's America, right? Capitalism, right? There's always the greater chance that the higher price point games that do good will not benefit the companies in terms of like their workers. In a perfect world, it does. They hire more people, they make better games, so on and so forth. But most of the time, it doesn't happen. It's possible that they do this, it's a really great game, and they say, oh man, shucks, it took even more money to make this game. We have to still lay off people. Meanwhile, people are spending $100 on the base game, and then how much money people are going to be spending in the GTA Online that comes afterwards, or when it comes out. Who knows? So, again, this is going to be a wait and see. If this game even comes out in this year, we still don't know that for sure. We're going to have to wait and see. Again, I would not be surprised if this game definitely costs more than $80. I would not be surprised at all. Yeah, there's almost no transparency, but we'll see the aftermath, obviously, like we are now with all the layoffs and studio closures. All right, let's go through the couple chat picks that we have before we get into the developer direct here. So more layoffs at Reflector Studio. This is Indie Chalk, PC Gamer. So action adventure game Unknown 9 Awakening was a failure, says developer, which has canceled a follow-up project and laid off staff. So Reflector Entertainment has announced the cancellation of an in-development project and another round of layoffs following the failure of its debut game Unknown 9 Awakening. I don't even remember what this was. Do I remember this? I don't remember what this game was, honestly. There definitely wasn't a lot of marketing for it. So continuing development would not have been sustainable for the future of the studio. The decision correlates directly with the failure of the studio's ambitious and courageous first project, Unknown 9 Awakening, a new IP with a rich transmedia universe. The performance of the release didn't come near the company's expectations after numerous timeline adjustments and investments, both financially and other, and didn't warrant any further exploration in the universe. Unfortunately, this also affects back office staff, bringing the support teams in line with a single project approach to the studio will adopt for the imminent future. Where possible, staff will be assigned to this project based on existing Bandai Namco IP, which is shaping up very well. So they previously announced layoffs in November, just a month after the release, but said at the time the cuts weren't driven by commercial success or external pressures. Said the studio general manager said the layoffs simply reflected a lack of sufficient work for the number of people at the studio at the time. So I wouldn't be surprised if the studio eventually shuts down, because it seems like they're not even bothering to try to make anything good. They really did not promote this very well. Let me see if we can get any gameplay real fast, because I don't remember at all. It came out 3 months ago. Let's see this. All right, it doesn't look great, not gonna lie. This doesn't look great. It's very orange. There we go. I'm not sure what's going on here. This looks very generic, honestly. Now we're in industrial stuff. Interesting. Yeah, this looks super generic. I'm not surprised. I wonder what the I wonder how the expectations were. If like they definitely weren't realistic given this how that game looks. It definitely does not look like something modern. So that's not surprising, but it's unfortunate for people that lost their jobs. Speaking of developers, apparently GDC's annual State of Games also said that 1 in 3 AAA developers are working on live service games. This is Andy Chalk, PC gamer as well. Across all responses, 16% they were working on live service game, indicative of the fact that they tend to be bigger budget affairs made by larger studios and publishers that can afford to develop and maintain them. Interesting, only 13% of all respondents said they'd be interested in making a live service game for their next release, while 42% said they would not, and 29% said they did not know or that it wasn't applicable. But the report says 33% of AAA developers who responded to the annual survey are currently working on a live service game. That's a lot. How many, did it say how many they surveyed? I don't think it does. That's unfortunate. But that's too many live service games. That's too many. That's way too many. They need, we'll see. We'll see in the coming months how many of these games get stopped before release or get basically shut down soon after release. We've seen that with like 4 or 5 games already in the past year or so. I cannot wait to see which ones get deleted. Anyway, on to the last big thing. We've got the Xbox Developer Direct that happened the other day or yesterday. So I'm going to link the actual Direct and we'll just go through the trailer. It was Doom the Dark Ages, South of Midnight, Expedition 33, Ninja Gaiden 4, as well as Ninja Gaiden 2 Black, playable today. It was about an hour, but they did a lot of... That's a recap. Where's the actual... So there was a lot of deep diving into the development of these games. A lot of gameplay was shown. So it's a good hour presentation. Ninja Gaiden popped really well. Some of these games look really good. So let's go through them. First trailer, Ninja Gaiden 4. That's not it. Hello? Give me this. I want this link. Give me this link. That's the one. Alright, let's get these trailers. Trailer for Ninja Gaiden 4. Official announcement trailer at the Developer Direct. We got 4 trailers to watch. Team Ninja.
Several years ago, the Dark Dragon, youngest of the divine dragon gods, wreaked havoc across the world. The plot was ultimately
But at 1080.
thwarted through the efforts of a sole ninja. However,
Oh shit.
the dark dragon's husk remained, and from this husk fell an endless downpour of cursed rain.
Cursed rain.
The abandoned Tokyo continues its struggle against chaos to this day.
Infiltrated the facility. Commencing mission.
Platinum Games. Pretty sick stuff. Oh, that was nuts. So much blood.
No escape.
Whoa. Oh, look at that parry. Look at that parry. It is giving Metal Gear Revengeance. Way more blood, though. Whoa, look at that guy. Beat his ass. So sick. Oh, nice. Whoa. Oh, that was cool.
This is it.
That's such a big sword.
Ryu Hayabusa.
Whatever your clan is plotting, it ends here.
Oh, look at those guys. That's pretty cool. Yeah. Oh my god.
You've come, Raven.
Shit, it's Raven.
Hayabusa. I will execute my mission.
Ninja Gaiden 4. Let's go. Fall 2025. On Game Pass. On Game Pass. Alright, next one was, I think, South of Midnight. This one looks pretty effing interesting, not gonna lie. I think this one's the one I'm most excited for out of the bunch.
Picking up out there. Did you pack everything?
Mama, this ain't my first hurricane. I know what to do.
As long as you didn't forget the...
Flashlights and batteries.
Oh, shoot, we got 5 minutes.
I really like
Let's
this art
go.
style.
Wouldn't be rushed if you didn't.
Don't mumble. Speak on it.
I said we wouldn't be rushed if you didn't waste all that time at the shelter.
Now, you want to bring this up right now.
I'm just saying.
Hazel, please.
We might need some help. I might need some help. While you're out helping everybody else.
Hazel!
Damn. That seemed unnecessary. The entire house is gone. Compulsion Games.
Is that Hazel? The trailer got swept downstream with Mama in it, and it ain't just about Mama. I'm seeing these things.
Bugs.
Who's there?
Is that a giant peach?
Up here. You find your mama yet?
It's a fish.
A talking fish. Nope. Ain't no way.
It ain't every day I hear about a new weaver
Whoa.
such as yourself.
What are you talking about?
You can't see strands, can't you? And a train weaver ought to be able to rescue her mama easy.
He sounds like Gambit.
This better work.
And now she's about to kick ass. Let's go. Look how cool this looks.
Can I help you, son?
You know anything about that creepy old house up on the hill?
Yes, that was once the home of Hug and Molly.
Wait, is Hug and Molly real?
All the stories are real, darling. Until you come.
Whoa, it's creepy. Monsters are never forgotten.
Weavers fix things deep down. They mend parts of your soul so ripped you'd forgotten they were ever one piece.
Whoa.
I came all this way to hear your story. The real story, Itchy.
It was complicated.
God, this looks so
This is
good.
grown folks' business. This ain't for you.
I ain't no damn child.
I ain't no damn child.
Then you're welcome to try bottling up the pain. But the roots of this trouble go deep.
Oh dear.
You've been keeping secrets.
Oh, foot. Oh, damn. Whoa. This looks so fucking cool. This looks so fucking cool. I can't wait for this to come out. Creator now. Available April 8th on Game Pass. I might actually just buy it. Even if it's on Game Pass, I might just straight up buy it.
With Game Pass.
That looks so good, that game. I cannot wait. Next, I believe is... What's the next one? I forgot what the next one is. Oh, Expedition, right? Expedition.
Rated mature.
This one looks interesting. I'm not as stoked about this one as South of Midnight, but this one does look really cool.
Nightmares. Being out here isn't what I expected.
This one's super interesting. There was a teaser, I believe, at the Game Awards or something recently, like last year or the year before.
Legacy can take many forms, right? Learn from the ones who came before.
And lay the trail for the ones who come after.
Yeah, it's only $40. It's awesome.
Wait, I hear something.
This one looks like pretty cool too. It's turn-based, open world, I believe.
Get ready.
Look at this little guy.
I still can't believe it.
With some real time? Okay, awesome.
To what do we owe the pleasure of your company? I just need a foot. Aha!
What the?
You can turn into a Levron.
The settings are really cool in this game.
We need to cross the sea. Bulger said you could help.
All right.
It's a little too French. No, I'm just kidding.
Like a snail.
Sail like a snail. What the hell is this?
This
This is so silly. The cutscenes look like they're pretty dramatic, though. Damn.
We're gonna take down the painters, just the three of us?
I didn't take you for a coward.
I'm not a coward.
There's a lot going on in this game. I have not seen the lore yet.
As long as even one of us stands, our fight is not over.
But I'll definitely try this game for sure. Just because, like, it's something different, you know? April 24th. So both these games are coming April so far. The Ninja Gaiden towards the end of the year. Or, like, in the fall. Every year, this goddess awakens and paints a number on a monolith. Everyone of that age disappears. Oh, that's pretty nuts.
My friend.
That's actually pretty wild. I like that a lot. All right, and the last one is Doom, the Dark Age. Blood and gore. So, classic Doom with like a dark fantasy type thing. Oh. Just unload and shred is this game. I mean, Doom's cool. You want more Doom, this is more Doom. With a different, like, art style, kind of. Oh, it's a fucking mech. A Doom mech is so nuts. This might be a game to Game Pass. It's to me. But that is basically everything for gaming news this week. We'll catch up. There's a couple things that came out as well. We'll go over them next time. But something is playing and I don't like it. There we go. But that's going to be it for this week's casual gaming news. We did a lot and only like 45-ish minutes. So that's pretty cool. I thought this would have gone way longer, but we're going to switch over to some games with gamers. I hope everyone enjoyed this week's gaming news. It was, like I said, a decent amount. A lot of variety. The trailers were sick. Those games look really good. Cannot wait. And that's going to be it for this week. Thanks everyone that hung out. If you want to be involved and suggest stories or comment or anything, YouTube, Twitter, Discord, TikTok, show up, throw down. I hope you guys had a great time. But that's it. Until next time.